Good morning, and welcome to this last episode of my Monday mornings mixed media piece. This book is filled except for the last spread, and this spread I'm going to make today. And when I've done with this I will make a little flip through. Yeah, it's impossible to say for a Danish tongue, but I will show them all the different pages to you, and then I will talk a little more about what I will be doing from next week, and some of my thoughts on what's going to be in the future. So I will put a link in the description box below for the playlist for this book here, and also there's a video for how to alter an old children's book like I have done with this book here. So yeah, by the way, my name is Lisbeth, and many of you already know who I am, so bear with me. But for those of you who are new here, a warm welcome. I can say I'm a Danish abstract mixed media artist who likes to do all sorts of things. I like to gel printing, do gel printing. I like to do slow stitching. I like to do collaging on both fabric and with papers, and I like to make books and all kinds of different things. So if you're a person who likes to do many different things, you have come to the right channel. And if you're not, and you only are interested in a specific subject, I have some different playlists so you can navigate there instead of seeing something that don't interest you. So yeah, that was just the words for this beginning of this video. So I will start making the last spread. I think I mentioned earlier that since it is the last spread in this book, I would use my favorite colors, or my favorite color of all time. And I have picked some different, this is old book pages, some mop-ups from playing a little with the watercolor and the jelly plate. More jelly prints here, but this is my all-time favorite color, and I have picked what I can find of things in my stash, and to see if I can get them in my spread for today. I also found this black and white jelly print, and I like the pattern, and I think it is quite interesting, but I don't like all that white. So I will show you in a sec how I would give it a translucent layer of my favorite color, and then it would look a little different and I can use it. But I also have a lot of different tissue papers. It is both ordinary tissue from the dollar store, and it is wet strength tissue, and it is this medical exam paper. It's hard to tell when they're just sitting there, but when you wet them and glue them down, there is a difference. And specific is a difference when you tear the wet strength tissue. It will only tear interesting one way, the other way it's nearly impossible to tear. But I think I will use some of it also in this spread. And I have this here, and I think I want to make this. That is a jelly print from some wheat from my garden this summer, and I have just taken my water brush and go around here the tissue paper, and then you can easily tear it off exactly the same way as I did the circles as is here outside sitting on my book. But I think, yeah, it fits nicely in size here, so I think this would be the focal point here for the last spread. But that is my plan for now. So, but I can just start showing you how to put some translucent paint on this black and white print. The way you can see if paint is translucent is Google, they make those tick marks here. And then there's a person who's do this hand painting over there, and you can see the tick marks clearly. That means that paint here is translucent. Some other brands have small squares, and when the square is black, it is opaque, and if it is half of each, it is semi-opaque or semi-translucent, and or transparent. And if it's just a white square, it is transparent or translucent. Some of the brands write on the labels if it is this or that, and depending on what you're using it for, I like to use these transparent paints. I also have some transparent paints I have bought at local supermarket some years ago. They don't make them anymore, and they were so thin and so low pigmented, so they worked as transparent paints, and then you can do like a glazing over something. So yeah, that's just a little explanation. But this quinacridone nickel azo gold is discontinued, but I still have this bottle and another bottle, and I think they have made a new one that's just called azo gold, who's nearly the same. But I also have this transparent red iron oxide, and they nearly look the same. So now my plan is to take half of it to see if I can see this. I think I can see the difference, but how big the difference is. So, and you really don't need much here for this. Let me see if that isn't enough. So I will just roll this off, eller ikke off, men out. I think that was a little too little, perhaps on this side. I can see it is speeding a little up. That happens sometimes. There's funny marks here. I can see they're sitting one of my long hairs here on my brayer, but I don't mind right now. And then I will take this black and white piece here and just put it down like this. Perhaps the difference isn't so obvious when you're printing on the black. There's more black in the one end of the paper than the other end, but now I have done it, and I think it worked fine. Let us see. You can see all the white has become orange, and I think it divides there, so there is a difference, or perhaps there isn't. Yes, of course there is a difference, because they wouldn't make two different paints if they were the same, but I think you could use them equally. But now they're sitting all this there, so I think I will find some white paint and see if I can lift this off. I can see it is dry enough, and I like to use ivory color instead of a screaming white when I do this. This will work like cleaning your gel plate. So oh, yeah, this. Yeah, isn't something I can do about it right now. But it makes some funny marks. And I just have moved my brayer off in my book. So sorry for my arm. I'll just do it here on the table, and then I will just take a normal piece of copy paper and put it down, and then I will let it sit for a little. And that is to be sure that I am lifting all the bits and bobs up there sitting there, and to get a quite clean plate. But I will let it sit for a couple of minutes or so. Before you just tear the paper of the plate here, or pull the paper of the plate, it is also a good idea just to lift one corner and see if you got paint coming up, and it looks like that. So I will just carefully these are quite funny marks sitting there. And yeah, that is really strange, this here. Can you see this? I don't know if it's a paper or the black paint who has worked as a resist, because I hadn't really expected to get this up here. Yeah, you never know what you get with this jelly printing. That is a nice thing, I think. So I will also save this and put my jelly plate away and start making a collage. Since I know I want this to be the focal point, it is going to sit on top of something, and I can do some kind of auditioning. You can see here, if I for instance take this piece, it would drown. I don't like that. If you take this piece for instance, that could work. Or this one could also work. And then I have this piece here, and I think I prefer this one here because it is really grungy. And then I can use a piece of this perhaps. So I think I will, let me see, where is my ruler? There it is. And I will go to the side there and cut the edges clean here. And let me see here. So something like this size-wise will be fine. And I really like this also, this grungy line that down there. Perhaps I can tear it so it isn't so straight and quite black there. But I really like that, like it like this. Yeah. I can tear a little of it off here. tearing here. It could be a little tricky when the paper is too big, so roll them in so you can have it inside there. Oh, and I'm sorry, I think I'm going to sneeze. Ja, Gesundheit, or Prosit, or what you say in your language. Yeah, that is fine, fine, fine. And I think I like this page here also. Boop, boop, boop. I will rumble a little around and give it some thoughts and see what I else can come up with. I have torn a strip of this here, and I think I like it placed here and this overlapping here. So this is what I will go for and start gluing down, and then I will take it from there. So I'll just take my glue stick and yes, I'm in frame. It is so easy to be out of frame when you get occupied or into the zone of making something. It's not so difficult here when I'm collaging, but when I'm stitching, I really have to be sure that I'm in frame, and I will go a little away from the crease here for the sewing, where the spine is sewn, or the gutter. Yeah, it can have many names. So here that is, and then there's this bit here, and this will also give this a good amount of glue. It's quite easy to see the glue here on black paper. Much easier than when you're gluing on white paper. And you don't have to use a glue stick, you can use matte medium or gloss medium or what you prefer. And I will go a little over the border. Not that one, that one. And then I will burnish it down here. And I can see I've been not so generous here, so I'll give it a little more. So, yeah. And then I can cut the edges clean. That is strange. How come it won't glue there or adhere there? Funny. No, not funny. It's a little irritating. See, it lifts all the time here. That is strange. And then I also will cut this. There's nothing else to do that but feel where it is with your scissor and hope for the best. a little also here. I think I will remove. Boops, boops, away with you, all those small things here. I don't know if it will be better if I have it in the same height as this side. Yeah. And then this is going to be sitting there, but I will do this as the last thing, because I would use some gloss medium, I think. So I would just let that be. So what can we do on the other side? I have picked these papers here, and since this one is a part of this one, I think I will see if I can use this part here also, so there are some kind of connection. That is one thing I want. And then I have this, has the same color as this one, with some black marks on. And I think, let me see if I can tear a strip of that. Oops. There. And perhaps like this, or like this. And I have this. This is tissue paper. And then I have this book page also. And I will try to tear a strip of that. That was a little crooked. I'll put that up here and here. Oh, that is looking lovely, lovely. And I will cover this so I only have paper where the text is peeking through. And I like text, even though it is dangerous, because you never know. And yeah, I think perhaps it just needs a little black there, because yeah. Oh, that looks so, that is just what I like. That makes me very happy. So I think this is what I will go for here in the last spread. And you can see I have picked so many, not many, but of all the papers I have showed you before, it isn't much of them I have been using. But so it is. So I will just start gluing them down, and I will start with this black book page. Just go nearly up to the crease here. And then there's a tricky part with this. I think I will go for it here instead. I'm trying to put it on the paper. And a good amount of it. And overlap a little. There. I can always tear this off. There isn't glue, been glue on. Yeah. And then the last piece. And then you can see the three pieces here have different sizes with This is the biggest and this is the smallest width, and that is more exciting instead of they all have the same width. So glue that down. And I can go to the corner here since it is a straight line. And I can see this is Danish, but it is upside down, so, and there's a lot going over it, so it is difficult to read. And then there's this piece here. I will glue that down. Nearly up to the place here. Let's garnish that on. And then there's this one. And again, these two are also different widths. This is bigger than this is, and that is more exciting to look at for your eye. Sometimes you don't think about why something is more interesting to look at than others. It just is for your eye. But if you start analyzing things, there are rules, or perhaps so much, but there are the rules of three, and there's the what is it called, the golden little and the golden something also if you're a painter, and this rule here also is a nice rule to make all the papers different sizes and put them on differently, and some this way, some the other way. If you're doing it like I'm doing in the grid way, but there are many other ways you can put your papers down. So I think it is so nice. So I will also just cut this off here, and this is just the lid from my watercolor box that works as a little thing to put under. You can see it's also lifting there, so again I will give it a good amount of glue there. Squeeze it down. Yeah, I still am in frame. So I will just give it a couple of minutes and let it dry, and in the meantime I will find my I don't think I will. Would I use gloss medium, or what would I use? Yeah, I think I will. And then put that there. And then I think I will take my Carandasum, my Stabilus, and do some making and nursing around the page here. Or the spread, not the page. So I think I can work a little further, and I have taken some gloss medium. So I will just put an amount of it on here. And see if I can put this down here. Like this. And I brush from the middle and out. And be a little careful it can easily tear. But it is better to have a little too much medium on your paper and on your brush than it is having too little. So, and you can see it nearly disappears. And really be careful here. I think sometimes I'm playing with fire because I shouldn't have put my fingers in where I put them, but like this. It would be much better when it dries up. And remember to put this in water and not let it be lying around, because you will ruin your brushes. But I will let this dry. This isn't dry yet, but I think I can work on the other side while this is drying. And I think I don't know if I want it there or there, but I have this black paper, and I really think I need a small strip. Of it. Down here, yeah, I like that. So I will glue that strip down. Like this, to give it a little more definition. And then I also think I would make a black strip down there. I still haven't found my Stabilo roll, and I want this one instead. I only have this big woody here, and that's fine, but not for what I'm looking for to do. There, that was better. And then I think there's too much white there, so let me see if I can find a... What color is that? That I think I perhaps had just a little color there, and brush away the black marks. That was better. Yeah. I don't know if that is an idea or I want to do it, but I feel tempted to do it, and that is to do some white writing down here in this little black area, and I will see if I can find something that can go white. I recently bought these small tubes, with a very fine tip, so I think I will see if I can do some like a scenic writing like this. Not much, but it is coming out a little clumpy. But yeah, I think that's fine. I don't like that. And then I will just have to take my Stabilo here and I think that was better. Yeah. So now this has to dry and this has to dry. So see you next year. Sorry, that was a joke, but it will take a little, and then I will take some close-ups of it at the end of the video, and I will also do a little flip through. But meanwhile, this is drying. Perhaps I could take time to talk a little about what I will be doing on Mondays for the rest of the year. And I don't know if it will be Mondays because I have something in the pipeline for next year. So there are perhaps, I haven't counted them, but there are perhaps 4 or 5 Mondays left here in this year. And I have been teaching here this fall in abstract landscape using your jelly plate and using mixed media. And perhaps these Mondays will make an abstract landscape of some sort, and then I can show you the book I made with the students for a demo, so they had something to look at or be inspired by. I think I will go for that. But the other thing I heard just this morning here was that it's not a good thing to put your videos up on YouTube on Monday mornings. On Monday morning, I have absolutely no idea if it is true. I don't know much about these things. I think it is a struggle to get through the social medias, especially on Facebook. That is quite impossible at the moment. I think no matter how much I post, and I think I have 14,000 people who follows me on Dragon Art, Dragenkunst, and if I'm lucky if 100 people sees it. So I really don't know what is going on, but yeah, and I can, if I did know what was going on, I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, but tell me if you think it is a good idea still to do something Monday morning. That would be nice for me to know, also perhaps for the future. So that was just a little of my thought for the time for now and until the new year. So I think it is dry enough now. If you don't like the glossiness of this, you can always put matte medium over it. But it is better to glue it down with gloss medium because the paper gets more translucent with the gloss medium. And I think if I had sprayed this piece here with water so it was wet before I placed it here on the orange paper, it would have been even more translucent. So that is just a little extra tip. And yeah, this was the final spread, and no surprise, this is my favorite colors, and I'm quite happy about it. So now this book is full, and I can close it, and you can see it is not standing like this, and this is because I have teared a lot of pages out and I glued pages together, and all this you can see in the video where I altered the book. So I hope you have been enjoying this Monday morning's piece, and you have been inspired to find an old book and do something yourself, and you have learned some tips and tricks during this. Yeah, it is the 23rd time. Yeah. So there have been a lot of different things I have been doing, a lot of different techniques, and I'm not sure I can keep up with a different technique each time I do something. Sometimes it's also nice just to do something I like to do, and I have my favorites like all of you probably has. So I will make a flip through of the whole book here at the end of the video. So if you have liked following this project, and if you like what you're seeing so far, please give my video a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. That would be very helpful of you, and I would appreciate it really much. So take care, and I don't know if I will see you next Monday, but that depends a little on if anybody responds to this with the Mondays, or what I will find out. Perhaps it is good to continue on Mondays for the rest of this year and do something completely different next year. But take care and be creative, and bye for now.